Welcome back to this match of Esports Club and Team Kamikaze. This is set number 2, day number 2 of the Smite Oceanic Pro League. And once again, joining me is Timmy. How are you doing, Timmy, after that match?
I'm very excited. I want to see more of that because even though it was very passive, very slow pace and tiptoey at the very beginning, they knew exactly what they were doing. Chiefs, as soon as they got that kill, they took that tower and they just took every advantage that they could. The only other thing they could have done more was invade jungle, but that ends up being very dangerous. If you get caught out, you can end up giving a kill away to your enemy.
So something I just want to point out from the stats last game is that Alkiro took more damage than TCam dealt and didn't die.
He is immortal. I told you, the ability to heal without relying on the ultimate was very strong. He was able to stay healthy throughout the entire match because he kept on hitting that 3 and using the rain dance. He just got so big that he didn't deal like as much damage as say Maxon or Crazy Aussie, but he was just such a bully. He was always in everyone's faces, slowing people with that rain dance and the frostbound hammer, just being such a bully.
Yeah, and it's down to the minion damage coming through from him, the fire giant damage as well. That's how he took more damage than TCam dealt. If you were thinking that it's impossible, but yes, it is possible. And it's his ultimate. While he's channeling, he takes 50% less damage, but it still counts towards his damage taken. So let's go through these pick and bans of game number 2. We've got Ymir locked in for Team Kamikaze and Cupid and Agni for Chiefs.
Yes, the bans out here was Apollos and Sylvanas on the side of Team Kamikaze, and then Chiefs banned out Bellona and Cyrus. Yeah, we don't see a whole lot of Cupid all that much. I know he's a pain to deal with. That Fields of Love, his ultimate, is so debilitating because you move so slowly, and at the end of it, you'll either get mesmerized for a very long time, or if his passive is up, you'll get straight up hard stunned.
His early game burst with that ultimate, like you mentioned, and Heart Bomb. If you don't get beats very early, then you're just going to get 1v1 because of it. Yeah, it's so strong. Hunbats now and Medusa locked in for Team Kamikaze. Both great ultimates, great team fighting ultimates. Hunbats with that Fear No Evil, able to disperse the enemy while dealing a truckload of damage. It can separate the team, so it makes it much easier to pick off squishies in the fight. And Medusa with that Petrify, of course, stuns up anyone looking at it and slows if they aren't while in that range.
Yeah, Hunbats is probably the team fight assassin, really. Just that Fear No Evil just drops the enemy team so well, and if you line yourself up just right and they're looking right into you, Petrify, one of the strongest hunter team fight abilities.
Thor now locked in for Maxon. That will be on towards. We'll have to see how well he does rather than on that Bastet last game. He was, by the end of it, I think it was 13 and 1 and 10.
He was too much and not enough.
Yeah, so we'll have to see how well he does on Thor. Maybe he could show up Liquid Renegades Thor. We'll have to see how well he plays that one. Third band's coming through now. We've got Giannis and Ratatoska.
Yeah, we still don't see the little rat squirrel coming on through. He's just, no one wants to deal with him. Most of the icons, they're not really viable. Opal is just so strong because you build pretty much all the crit items and you dash between the entire team like 6 times and you just chunk them.
And yeah, I probably want to ban that one away. So now here is the last picks coming through. We've got Kronos for Divine.
Kronos, that will most likely... Oh, on Divine, that would be going into the mid lane, wouldn't it?
Kronos is Divine's go-to, I'm going to carry the entire team god. So we'll have to see how well he does on that one. And versus an Agni. So here is the final 2 picks coming through from Chiefs. We've got Geb and Chark.
Geb is very strong. Yeah, I know I gave him flack beforehand because he is quite passive early. But you put him with someone like a Cupid, who is basically like a threatening zone. If you come too close, he's going to hit you with that ultimate and hit you with the Heart Bomb, which also slows. You just go at a snail's pace. So hard to deal with. So now Gruff might be able to carry Prinzo through with this kind of quote-unquote hyper-carry Guardian. He had such great initiations. I saw, you know, the 5-man Wrath of Terror, but the 5-man Cataclysm that could be potential. That would be big.
Yeah, his initiates are so strong. And now here is the last pick, Wk1, and that's gonna be in the solo lane, it seems.
Cyclone spin style. I'm expecting the mage build out here for Tompo, because the in-hand build kind of suffers a little bit in the solo lane. He doesn't have quite as much clear if he goes that path, but mage, what Mage Wk1 does best is burst people down and then execute them, which he might be able to do quite easily against Alkiro if he's not careful. However, he needs to time it right, because if he is healing during that threshold time, he might just go over to the top.
Alrighty guys, now that pick and bans are over, we're going to head straight into game. We're going to have a very short delay. Let's jump straight into it. We'll be right back. Guys, welcome back to game number 2 of set number 2 of day number 2 of week number 1. So many numbers of Chiefs versus Team Kamikaze. As we saw last game, Chiefs were able to close that game out in 37 minutes, I think, off the top of my head. So we'll see if Team Kamikaze can even this one out, or if it's going to be a clean 2-0 from Chiefs. Joining me again is Husey, and are you excited for this game? Oh, Timmy, oh my god.
You do that all the time to me. I'm not Husey, I'm Timmy.
I'm so sorry.
Oh god.
Are you prepared for this game?
Yes, I'm prepared for this game. Oh god. Now, the thing is that Team Kamikaze, they need to make sure that they don't give up anything early, and they need to do what Chiefs did in the last game. They need to find that first kill, that first initiation, the first advantage, and then take hold of it and just ride it on out all the way to Chiefs Titan.
And yeah, Kronos with that massive DPS with the auto attacks, mainly in the late game. As early game, not well known for its power, more in the favor of Agni in that mid lane.
Kronos has an early game.
I think so. I'm
No,
sure
he
it's there
doesn't.
somewhere.
No, he doesn't. It's lost somewhere. But before we get into any more shenanigans, let's go ahead and introduce our teams. On the bottom side of your mini-map, on the left side, the Spectator UI, we have Team Kamikaze. Tompo is Wk1 in the solo lane. Liquid Renegade is playing Hunbats in the jungle. Divine is your Kronos in the mid lane, and your dual lane is Magnet and Redoxide as Ymir and Medusa.
And on the Chaos side of the map, it is Chiefs Esports Club. In the solo lane, we've got Alkiro on Shark in the jungle. It's that Maxin powerhouse on that we saw last game on Thor this time. In the mid lane is Crazy Aussie on Agni. And our duo lane will be made up of Princel and Gruff on Gib and Cupid.
Now, I worry a little bit for Team Kamikaze, just purely because Thor's early influence is much stronger than Hunbat's. Can do a lot of damage with those double taps of the Millionaire's Determined, whereas Hunbat's kind of has to hang around and float until he hits level 5 and he has his ultimate. But even so, Anvil of Dawn is very strong, allows you to get around the map and influence very early and very quickly.
Yeah, so Thor is more gank potential, not amazing team fight compared to Hunbats, who's got that Fear No Evil. He's more team fight oriented, so it's two different playstyles from two different junglers. So we'll have to see how both play that one out throughout this game. Again, nothing too aggressive coming out from both teams. Maybe we'll see another first blood at 13 minutes. I'm hoping there's a little bit more aggression earlier, though.
What's going to happen first? A first blood or a tower?
That's a good question.
It's actually something you have to think about after what we saw of last game. But I think the main thing that we're going to have to look at is late game, because like you said, Hunbats is very teamfight oriented. And I don't think Liquid really felt Thor all that well. At the end of the game, he had less than 10,000 player damage, so maybe he wants to have this Hunbats to contribute more to these teamfights rather than head in, stun everyone, do a bunch of damage, and then get knocked off.
So, Alkwang versus Chuck, how do you feel this one's going to go? I feel the sustain from Alkiro is going to be able to obviously out-sustain the Alkwang, but in terms of the lane, who do you think is going to win?
It really comes down to how much Alkiro wants to poke out Tompo. If he manages to poke him out a lot, Anvil of Dawn coming in on the mid lane there. Maxon gets very low there, but he's using Berserker's Barrage. Liquid Renegade very low, but he doesn't get killed off there.
And that was a Path of Flames in from Crazy Aussie. Fortunately, the stun doesn't land onto Divine. So, bit of aggression with the Anvil of Dawn, but no
look at
kill
this, so
secure.
Rotation. Oh, no, Crazy Aussie sorted out, and he used the Path of Flames to get out of there. So no first blood just yet.
Not just yet. Both teams taken extremely low on multiple members of the team. And now it looks like there's a rotation from Divine towards the solo lane.
Yeah, he might be trying to help out Tompo a little bit, because now Liquid Renegade is also on the way. Alkiro is up very deep, and he doesn't have any wards, so he doesn't see that this is coming out.
Good damage coming through. There's a Fear No Evil. It's going to force him back, and the execute from Tompo, not even needed. He's got the Wild Storm, and he'll be able to secure that one. Nice first blood from Team Kamikaze this time.
Yeah, Team Kamikaze got that first blood, but now they need to make something of it. They should have tried to push in that right-hand tower. And the thing is that Maxon doesn't have the Anvil of Dawn ready, so he wouldn't be able to get over there to try and stop them. But he's going to try and see if he can sniff something out over here at this purple buff.
Yeah, Gruff, you have the Fields of Love. Not just yet. There is Redoxide. Will he go down to Maxon's auto attacks? Fields of Love onto a Magnet. It's going to mesmerize him up. Here's the rotation from Divine and Liquid Renegade, but they're not going to keep going for it. They're just going to back off. Redoxide was able to live through all of that. Crazy Aussie, meanwhile, in the mid lane, he's 2v1ing, but he can sustain that one out with his wave clear.
Agni's wave clear, definitely stronger.
Blink freeze onto Maxon. There's a Rift dealing a lot of damage, but no. Moni's Attunement will get him out.
Yeah, not anymore coming out there. Million's Attunement does allow you to teleport when you throw it out to try and get you out of danger. The thing is, though, is that that's a lot of Thor's damage, especially early on.
So now that Tompo has first blood on top of Alkiro, do you think that'll change up the fight? in the solo lane, or will another gank have to come through? As we see Alkiro taking quite a lot of poke damage from the Wild Storm from Tompo.
It really comes down to who's on higher health in the first place, because Tompo definitely does have more poke damage as Wk1. He's got the Wild Storm as well as the Dragon Coal to do a lot of damage to Alkiro, but he needs to be able to do it quickly, and he does. Ooh, actually gets down very low.
A lot of burst coming out. There's the ultimate coming through, the silence at Tompo's movement speed is just a little bit too much for Alkiro as he tries to stop the back, and a pause mid-axe. Look at that beautiful axe right in the middle of the ear. Doesn't that look beautiful? So pause from Divine.
Oh my god. That is the most clutch pause ever as Magnet DCs.
Yeah, so it wasn't in combat and it wasn't going to land as Tompo still had his blink and he was able to move away. So that pause isn't going to... no, it wouldn't have hit.
No, it's not going to hit. The thing is that Alkiro, he has very safe poke, and he's able to do that over a long period of time because of that rain dance healing himself up. Whereas Tompo, he has to kind of burst down Alkiro as fast as he can to prevent that healing from really being a factor, and then use the King of the Eastern Seas to nom him up into nice little tasty dragon bits.
And that's the thing about Wk1 is he's very squishy. He's easily taken down, like we just saw. Only 2 abilities from Wk1 did literally 50% of his, not from Wk1, from Chuck. Did literally 50% of his HP. So when he goes in, he either has to not blink in with his water illusion, or he has to get a kill to be able to get out of there. It's very risk versus reward, but it's the power from Wk1 that makes him so bannable, you know, with his 3 and his 2.
Yeah, he is very hard to deal with. A little bit like Loki just going invisible. If we take our focus over towards the mid lane, or actually on the left-hand side, Maxon goes down with the Ample of Dawn.
Yeah, just a very nice, very textbook, just nice CC coming through, Fields of Love to secure it, and that was onto Maxon there for the first kill of the Chiefs.
First kill of the Chiefs going to Maxon, and what a kill to go to. You don't want to give Maxon kills. Because he gets a kill, then he gets 5 more.
Yeah, as we saw last game, Maxon is not someone you want to give kills to, but you also do want them on Crazy Aussie and Gruff, because those are the late game carries for him, although it's not for him, for Chiefs. Trying
to say that Chiefs is just Maxon, and everyone else is just filling in because of regulation numbers.
Yeah. Trying to say. It's 1v5 plus 4 for Maxon. It's 4 Nubis bots. I take that back. All the players on Chiefs are all part of the team. So, mid-camp secured by the Chiefs. Yeah, so after that kill, do you reckon Gruff will be able to solo out Red Oxide anymore? Or the power of Medusa coming through, do you reckon will be able to...
The moment I'm giving to Gruff, just simply because they both went Devour's Gauntless, and Gruff has more stacks than what Redoxide does. However, Redoxide
Maxon is the spin to win. Will they be able to secure the kill? Princeal with the kill steal with the shockwave. Here's Divine. He's going to go aggressive onto Crazy Aussie. A lot of damage coming through. The Give Shield won't be there. There's the Anvil of Dawn, and he's going to land onto Liquid Renegade, force the beads, and he's got the somersault away. Princeal. Oh, he's got the rollout. There's the Shards of Ice, and Magnet stands still in front of 3 enemies, and he's going to go down to Gruff. That's the kill onto the 80 carry. That's what you want. Stun up from Crazy Aussie. He's Divine going very, very aggressive. Blink in. Fear No Evil. Nice pick up by Divine and Liquid Renegade. They'll be able to get the kill. Divine still has rewind if required. That's why he's still going in. He's got the time rift. A lot of damage now onto Gruff. Does he have the stop time?
No, he doesn't. 5 more seconds.
Princeal, he's gonna dive tower, but wow, a lot of damage back onto Divine. Not forced to rewind though, so that ability is still up. And that was just a nice turnaround by Team Kamikaze.
On the solo lane, Alkiro just got into execute range, but he was using the rain dance, so he just brought himself up. That was a half-second opportunity for Tompo to try and get him there.
Nice by Alkiro, just able to get away. So the thing about Wk1, just if you don't know, if you take damage while invisible, you will be revealed. Compare that to a Loki, is that the only way that you can be revealed is if you're CC'd or killed, essentially. So
he does also get the damage mitigation while it's invisible.
Which one? Alquang?
Loki.
Loki. Oh, okay, yeah. He's also got the movement speed, whereas Alquang only gets a short jump. This is interesting to see how Tompo plays against Alkiro.
He has to be very careful because he's up very far. He doesn't have any wards, but his teammates are on the way. He might be trying to bait out Alkiro here, just try and make himself look as appetizing as possible here on about 2/3 health. But here comes Team Kamikaze.
Oh, there's a Fear No Evil, and Alkiro will go down as Divine picks that one up, and that was, again, just a textbook gank. From Team Kamikaze. They got the CC out. Alkiro with no defensive vision. He's got offensive vision. So if Team Kamikaze knew about that, of course they'll go where Alkiro doesn't know where they're going to come from.
Tompo is playing this very smart. Oh, actually on the mid
Divine
lane
forced
there.
to rewind, and he'll be able to get out of there. Maxon now. He's going to try and get away. There's a stop time, but the Give Shield will cleanse that one. Nothing else coming through though.
Nothing else coming through. I love the rotations from Liquid and Divine though, because Tompo, he can't really take on Alkiro by himself at this stage unless he gets really big, but he's calling on the help of his teammates to try and put down Alkiro far enough so he doesn't become that menace that he was late game and put Tompo up on top. The thing is though is that Chiefs aren't rotating over to that solo lane, they're focusing more onto the dual lane and the mid lane.
Yeah, so oh, it looks like Chiefs want to go for Gold Fury. No, there's a ward on it from Kamikaze, so they won't go aggressive. Who
do you think, when do you think Kronos overtakes Agni in this mid lane scenario? When does that happen?
When the attack speed comes through for Divine, when he gets cancel that. There's the Fear No Evil down in the mid lane. Freeze from Magnet onto Prince. A lot of damage coming through. Good turnaround damage though from Crazy Aussie. Maxon blinks through. Prince with the kill onto Magnet. 1-for-0 trade. That was just a nice counter engage from Chiefs.
Magnet is starting to get picked off a little bit more. He does only have 2 kills.
Oh, force in the ear. Who's going to go down on? He's on to Red Oxide. Stun doesn't land. Blink doesn't land into a spin to win. So they're just going to disengage from that one. And it looks like Divine is going for the flank around onto Maxon and Gruff. No, there's the damage coming through. Cataclysm now onto 2. Spin to win will pick up Maxon picks up Divine. Nice Petrify. Stuns up 2 people. Gruff gets a kill onto Liquid Renegade after the dash comes through. There's the knock up. Not going to land onto Red Oxide, so that's a 2-for-0 for the Chiefs there.
It's a shame that Team Kamikaze couldn't do any more of that, because that was a beautiful Petrify from around the corner. Surprise attack, catching off Maxon and Prinzel off guard, turned them to stone, and now they have to go back. They can't try and go for this Gold Fury, because now Tompo and Magnet are around the area.
So back to Kronos and how and when he overtakes Agni. It's not so much overtaking, it's more
when does Kronos?
Yeah, it's more of PS because of the basic attacks rather than the full burst and poke coming out from Agni. So it's 2 different playstyles, but when Kronos comes online is when he gets his attack speed and the penetration. Well, the penetration comes from the demonic grip. So after he gets a rod...
A rod would be big for him, because that will allow him a lot of damage, as well as that penetration, like you said, from the demonic grip. It is basically the magical version of Executioner Blade, but Maxon's over towards his mid lane. He might be sniffing something out. Looking at Liquid Renegade, he does put down the wall, double tap, doing almost half of his health.
That was massive amounts of damage coming through from that when he has 2 minutes. That is scary. 13 minutes into this game as well, and the level advantage is only 2 levels. Damn. Squishy Hun Bats. There's Prinzel rolling out into the fight. Just for a little bit of support if required, not any fight. Is that Thor into the ear? They're gonna go down onto. It seems like Tompo. Is he gonna be the target? No, he goes to the back camps. He goes onto Liquid Renegade and he's able to secure the kill. Preemptive beads will stop him from being killed there.
He's in execute range though.
No, there he goes. Oh, nice gift shield cleanses, and Tompo He's in a 1v2 situation. Can he get out? The only other person to go down there was actually no one. Liquid Renegade, the only one to die. Prince did blink under tower. Can the kill be returned? No. Oh, actually, yes. Prince did go down there. Tompo also died in that fight. Petrify comes through. Reduxo gets a kill onto Crazy Aussie. There's the Fields of Love now onto Magnet. And Gruff gets a killing spree with that kill. Now Maxon, Alkiro, and Gruff all disengaging as they're all low on health and mana.
I just want to clarify something so that I don't see other people trying to do this and doing it wrong. The reason why Maxon led from the King of the Eastern Seas ultimate is because while Wk1 grabs you, you are technically crowd controlled, and if he flings you up in the air, then it's too late. However, if you are cleansed, so if you use Purification Beads or if you preemptively use Aegis, or you get cleansed from a Geb shield, you will be released and you will continue on living, and the ultimate is used up in the process.
The damage still does apply, so there's a little bit of base damage from when you are CC'd, and when you are, does it, or is it when you're just thrown up and not in
I think
range?
it's when you're thrown up and you land back down, you get that small amount of damage. It's not really used for that damage. The only reasons why you use the King of the Eastern Seas is to either execute an enemy and go into your true form, or to try and get someone out of the way so you can escape.
It's a massive knockup, and that's something you would want.
It's basically like a Kumbhakana ultimate.
It is, only with execution. Imagine Kumbhakana with execute. That'd be hilarious.
No. If you ever work at high res, I'm ending my life.
I want to do that for like a day, just troll. Team Kamikaze and Chiefs. Chiefs in the lead by 3 kills, and let's take a look at our graphs. 1.1k gold for the Chiefs, and XP is 3.1k.
Team Kamikaze definitely are hanging on to this much better than they did last game. But Reduxo getting forced out of his own jungle. He's going to lose his speed buff here.
Yeah, Liquid Renegade is off to the side there. He just doesn't show himself as he does. Oh, wow. Actually, now secure there with that Acid Spray. Magnets heal with that Frost Breath when he needs to. Oh, and there's a little bit of engagement. Fields of Love down onto 2. Tompo, he's got the blink away, and he'll be able to get away. Rewind came out of Divine, so if he does go down, that's it. He's so low. He can secure it. That is an axe from Alkiro. He'll be able to get the kill as Maxon does go down onto someone in the mid lane. So there is the Fear No Evil by the Gold Fury. Tompo actually able to turn that kill around. What happened there?
I'll tell you what happened. He threw him up in the air with the ultimate and then repositioned himself with the water illusion. He then circled back around, and when Maxon turned around and saw where he was, there was a Dragon Coal thrown right into his face, and that was enough to take him out. Gold Fury going down to the way of Chiefs.
Nice, secure, but beautiful turnaround from Tompo. He was so low and under the tower. That was a huge play coming out. Not a huge misplay, the opposite of that. It was a huge play.
That was working. That was thinking on your feet, moving with the pace, and then making do with your situation. Very nicely done by Tompo.
So what do you think of this Wk1 build?
The Wk1 build, this is a standard sort of build. Penetration boots into a Bancroft's Talon. The reason why you go Bancroft's is because it gives you a little bit of sustain which you need in the solo lane. Actually, he needs a bit more sustain because now Alkiro is coming down here and Maxon is in the area.
Oh, I've got a little bit of spectator issues as
yes, Kronos has invaded spectator.
As here we go. Usual. Alrighty, so in the solo lane, Tompo, he's being aggressive on. Will he be able to get away? Yes, he is. Maxon, he's playing very, very aggressive in both of these games. On that Bastet, now on the Thor Prince, so he's going to get frozen up. There is the stun coming through from Magnet. Oh, here it comes. There's Magnet in the Shards of Ice. Not going to deal too much damage, if any at all. Liquid Renegade is now the target for Alkiro. Does he have the somersault? Yes, he does. He's able to get away towards in the air. He's going to go down under that tier 1 tower on towards Tompo. Alkiro now forced into the ultimate. Red Oxide does secure a kill onto Maxon but Prince gets a kill onto Tombo for the return kill, and there is the damage coming through. The Petrify, not going to be enough. There's the Fields of Love, and Red Oxide has no way of getting out of this one. Actually, no, there's the beads, and Liquid Renegade is there for the help, but the Heartball will secure that kill.
Yes, a kill from behind. He's looking for something.
Yes, he can go onto Divine, but he's not going to onto that tier 1 tower. It's still on quite a lot of health, so they don't want to go on towards that, so he'll just secure that speed buff. Fonke would be upset if that was his, so yeah, that tier 1 tower does go down. And Divine was there to defend, but he can't defend 3v1.
No, unfortunately. It is only a tier 1 tower, although you don't want to give any kind of gold advantage towards the Chiefs, you also don't want to give yourself up, because that tower, it wasn't going to be able to be defended. It was going to go down one way or another.
So what can Chiefs do? That was actually the second tower of their game. The solo lane tower for the side of Chiefs went down. So Team Kamikaze mid lane tower now down. What do you think Chiefs are going to go after next? What is the next point of contention?
The next thing that they're going to do is what they did last time. They're going to go over towards this solo lane, and they're going to try and push down this tier 1 tower. That way, Team Kamikaze, they have to either be very far back out of the jungle, or they have to be very far forward in a dangerous spot.
Oh, so, how can Team Kamikaze back from this the lead that Chiefs have?
They have the team fight potential. Oh, actually, Chilled is going to go in here. Chilled? I heard Chilled somewhere in my brain.
Chilled? Oh, maybe Ymir.
I'm possessed.
To do with that.
I'm possessed.
Ymir is very chilled. You know, he's ice.
Team Kamikaze, they need to try and group up. They have the team fight potential with the Hunbats and the Medusa. The Shouts of Ice aren't really doing any damage, but it does slow people down. But the freeze is the main thing, and then they need Tompo to go around the backside, and then just try and pick someone off who's low and trying to run away.
Oh, Maxon's gonna run into Liquid Renegade and Divine, but oh, that was actually a Fields of Love. Red Oxide now freezes Princeal. There is the double tap coming through onto Red Oxide. Fear No Evil does go down. Maxon now way out of position, but he's got a speed buff, and Ammonia is determined to get out of there. There's a Shouts of Ice coming through. He's going to deal quite a lot of damage to Princeal. Thor is in the air. Who's he going to go down on? Tompo's on the backside. He's going to get the execute onto Gruff. Nice pick up there. Here's Magnet. Will he go down? No, he's still alive. Wk1 is still in the air. Who's he going to jump on towards? No one. He doesn't get that damage from the ultimate. Princeal picks up Magnet. Now Tompo's in a 1v4 situation, and the blink away. He's still alive. How is he still alive? What even? And now he's gonna go down to the flame wave of Crazy Aussie, and this is a tier 2 tower in the eyes of Chiefs.
This is gonna give them a lot of control on the left-hand side of the map, but they're actually gonna forego it for now. They're gonna put that away because that is money in the bank. But Gold Fury is spawning right now, and that's guaranteed money. Gold Fury is now worth its maximum amount of 350 gold, and they're gonna try and see if they can't. Now they're gonna go ahead and recall, so I'm not too sure why they didn't try and take advantage of something.
I think TCAM could have that one actually. They could have forced Crazy Aussie and Princeal away. Princeal was at half HP, but the rain fire from Crazy Aussie is huge. He can poke them down. But Red Oxide just life stealing those mid camps. Who will be able to get it? Both will go to Crazy Aussie. Now Red Oxide slightly out of position. Thor does land on his face, and that's done. Not going to land from Agni. Beads were popped, and Red Oxide will be able to disengage from that one.
Team Kamikaze, they're doing what they need to do. They're starting to group up more, and because they do have that team fight sort of team. The issue is how far behind are they? Liquid Renegade is level 14 as opposed to Maxon, who's 16.
Yeah, that is quite a large level difference. When we look at the supports, Princeal has got 3 levels on top of Magnet, and Magnet is 1, 6, and 2, and that's not something you want to see on your support.
Well, Princeal has got 4 kills to his name, 4, 1, and 9. He's level 17 on the left-hand side. We see a lot of aggression coming in. Blink counters, and Noah gets interrupted by the Fear No Evil.
Oh, and there's a Fierce of Love going down. Divine, he's not going to be able to get the rewind off. Fire does land onto Gruff. Does he go down? Yes, he will. Tompo was in the middle of that fight, and he's going to secure that kill. And now the fight is evened up, 1 for 1. Gruff for Divine, 2 DPS members for both teams are down. And now it's the chase on towards Chiefs from Team Kamikaze. Tompo's looking for Maxon, but he does have support from Alkira and Princeal right there. Oh, and Crazy Aussie does get caught with a wall. Oh, Thor's in the ear. He's going to go down onto Liquid Renegade, but beautiful somersault assault will be able to get him out of there.
Perfectly timed. Team Kamikaze, they need to be careful because even though they are starting to come back a little bit, they are defending quite well now. They do have to be careful because they're out of their comfort zone. Chiefs are now underneath their tower, so they have the advantage of defense.
Nice knockback from Sol on towards Magnet. Magnet's gonna go down. No, he won't. That was Tompo going down, dealing quite a lot of damage here. So there is Magnet going down. Maxon extremely low after that one. Forced to recall. Tompo's still trying to fight out by himself. 1v3 actually. Liquid Renegade's right there, but Tompo does have the blink and surrender vote has started. Interesting.
I think that might be a little bit of a troll.
Little bit of a troll, yeah. So
yeah. I want to see as soon as something happens, something big like a wipe. I'm predicting a fire giant.
A fire giant.
Either Chiefs will see the opportunity and look for the fire giant to get that massive advantage, or Team Kamikaze go and get the fire giant to try and even up the playing field and kind of come back because they are starting to play very well now. And if we take a quick look at our graphs, we see that the XP difference is 11,000 XP to the way of Chiefs, whereas the gold is 7,000 to Chiefs. So even though it is still starting to decline, it's not going as sharply before, so they are starting to stem the bleeding. So the right-hand tower went down to the way of Chiefs as well. That's the last tier 1 tower.
Well, that's a lot of damage down onto Magnet. He's going to get picked off again. 1, 8, and 3. Not a good score for both sets for today. So, interesting. So, Team Kamikaze have a very good chance at stealing the Fire Giant with the Fear No Evil and Divine's DPS coming through with the Petrify as well, dealing a whole lot of bursts. So, going aggressive. Ooh. There's the Thunderstrike coming through from Alkiro. Silence is up. Red Oxide, will he be able to get away? Does he have the Lacerate? It'll be off cooldown very, very shortly. He does have the movement speed to get away. And Tompo trying to engage where possible, but he's not able to.
He does indeed have the movement speed. He's got Haste and Fatalis on a Medusa. That goes very well with the passive. Basically, moving sideways, she has no movement speed penalty, and I think it's about half going backwards.
Yeah, and that's... No... Sideways is 50, and backwards is 25.
We'll have a look. I believe sideways there's no penalty.
Okay.
Yeah,
especially with that...
I'm pretty sure on that.
Hasten Fatalis completely removes that, too.
Pretty much, but oh, look at this. Team Kamikaze, they're looking at the Fire Giant. Chiefs, they see this, and they're in here, they're ready to fight. Team Kamikaze have to go
nice
off here.
From Magnet, but that's a piece from Maxon, and it only landed onto Maxon with the freeze. Shards of Ice does go down. Magnet taking a lot of damage. Will he go down? Alkira will secure that kill. Thor is in the ear. Who's he going to go down on? Cataclysm in the back there. Graph picks up Tompo, and now here's the Rainfire coming through from Crazy Aussie. Liquid Renegade, it does go down to him, and now all of Chiefs still alive. Can Divine pick up a kill? No, that Time Rift won't land on towards Gruff, and that's a dash in by Gruff. Can they secure the kill? Yes, they can. That's a 4-for-0 trade for the Chiefs, and they're on towards the Fire Giant with only Red Oxide alive.
Red Oxide's going to try an all or nothing. As soon as that Fire Giant starts getting low, he's going to come in here with the Petrify. Here he comes!
Oh, he's trying so hard, but that's a full disengage from Chiefs, and he absolutely obliterated deicide for the Chiefs, and that'll be a free Fire Giant.
Red Oxide, bit early, and you missed the Fire Giant.
He didn't have a ward on it, so he's had to go by timing.
Yeah, he had to guess. He thought the Chiefs was going to be able to burst it down much faster than they could. But now Fire Giant is on every member of Chiefs. This is dangerous because now they're going to go for those tier 2 towers and possibly even Phoenixes.
Yeah, now that Fire Giant is such a great buff for the entire team of Chiefs. It increases damage to towers and Phoenixes. It increases your damage overall, and it increases your health regeneration.
as well as mana regeneration, so they are able to siege much more effectively. There is no Sylvanas in this game, but the Fire Giant is basically going to allow them to siege as if they did have one. Alkiro is going to be the main one to go in for those towers because he has the Rain Dance to keep himself healthy. He's very large. He's got that Height of the Urchin as well as the Spirit Robe to give him a lot of overall defense, as well as the Geb Shield from Prinzo, able to keep him alive in those really clutch moments.
So something I want to point out is the difference between our supports. So Prince's level 19, Magnet's level 15 still at 30 minutes into this game almost, and 16 assists and 4 kills for Prinzel to 1 kill, 9 deaths, and 3 assists for Magnet.
If you're going the way of Chiefs, but the main thing is that the one that is up higher is Geb. Geb gets incredibly strong the bigger it gets because the Stone Shield increases the health that it has based on his health, on his level, as well as that Cataclysm. When he hits level 20, that Cataclysm is hitting for 35% of people's current health.
Look how much damage Missile just didn't take from that tower. He tanked 3 shots and he's barely scratched at all. Like, no damage taken. He's so far ahead right now.
He's a good chip off the old block, isn't he?
He's participated in 20 of the 25 kills that the Chiefs have, and that's 80%? 75%.
Pretty close. All I know is that it's a lot, and the fact that he's able to get so far ahead, he's just so difficult to deal with.
Mid lane Phoenix is under attack, and Divine just took a lot of damage, but he's forced it back, and now the siege coming through from the Chiefs. Will they go with the engage? We're looking for Prinzel. There is the Fields of Love on towards Magnet. Alkiro was stunned up there. Magnet will go down almost. No, he's still alive through all of that. Maxon does secure the kill. Fear No Evil was on top of that. Rewind coming through from Divine, and Alkiro does secure a kill onto Liquid Renegade. Phoenix does go down. Divine doing his best to try and take down Gruff, but that Geb Shield is doing so much work. And here is Topo. He was in execute range, but he didn't actually survive. He didn't actually get the execute. It looked like it was beads there. Maybe it was, I don't know what happened there, but this looks like the end of the game, and this looks like the Chiefs will be able to pick up game number 2 as Redoxa is trying to do his best to defend, but GG, well played to the Chiefs, 29-11 to Team Kamikaze.
I'm going to go off and laugh at Hughesy because he said that Team Kamikaze was going to come out this 2-0, whereas I had the feeling that Chiefs would come out very strong. Their players mechanically are so precise and so talented.
And the initiations coming out from Prinzel, I think that's what it came down to in that fight. He was in 24 of 29 kills of all of Chiefs.
Very, very high presence from Prinzel. That's what you want, especially when you're ahead on the support. You be getting into those team fights and controlling them because it just debilitates the enemy team and they can't get through anywhere.
But taking a look at our stats, it's we've got to select our MVPs to me.
Yes,
and
now
who do you say?
The obvious one.
The obvious one. Number 1. Let's start there. Maxon, I think so too. That game number 1, that was huge on Bastet. 13 and 1 and 10, that was massive. So Maxon.
Number two, I want you to, I'm giving you your opinion as well, but I'm gonna go ahead and say Alkiro. Because he's just he was such a presence, such a bully on that chalk. He's been playing him so well, slowing people down with the rain dance, tanking up those towers, healing himself up, and just being the face of Team Kamikaze.
And the only times he died was when it was a 3-man gank from Team Kamikaze with Fear No Evil and the execute from Tompo. Those are the only 2 times, and other than that, he stayed alive. 5, 2, and 12 at the end of that, with 35 damage taken, 35,000 damage taken. 35 damage. That's like a big minion hit.
Yeah, he mitigated more damage than he took. He mitigated 37,000, more than Prinzel.
That's huge. Alrighty, so number 3, I think Prinzel with his blink initiates and the save, that awesome save on Gruff with the Gib shield on Al.
That was on Maxon.
was it? Maxon,
Yeah, that
yes.
was on Maxim.
But he cleansed away an Kwang ultimate. That was huge.
Nice little ace in the hole. Gab is very strong when there's an Alquan on the enemy team. When he has that Gab shield online, the Alquan ultimate basically becomes irrelevant if he's paying attention. But like you said, great at blink initiations. Both the Wrath of Towers playing Sylvanas in the first game and the Blink Cataclysms doing a lot for his team. Great setup, great counter initiation, and great initiation onto the enemy team.
Definitely. So, guys, that will be 2-0 to Chiefs in their first game of the first set of their Pro League match against Team Kamikaze. 1-1 was Invidious versus Ivory, as we saw earlier today. Guys, that's going to be it for us today. Thank you very much for watching. We're going to be back here same time next week on Saturday at 4 p.m. Australian Eastern Time and 6 p.m. New Zealand time. We will have, I'm not too sure of the matchups there. You can check those over at Cybergamer Smite. And any last words from you, Timmy?
Just this Sunday, it was such a great set of games. Invidious versus Ivory, they went for so long because they were so evenly matched. And then Chiefs Team Kamikaze, it wasn't as so like it was so back and forth like it was before with Invidious and Ivory, but it was so calculated, so much strategy, and so much patience for them, really playing smart with both teams.
Very nice games that we saw today. So, once again, thank you guys very much for watching, and we'll see you guys same time next week on Saturday. We'll see you later.